Hello YouTube and welcome back. Fantasy Hockey Week 2 is finally here. As already predicted, Week 2 looks much better than Week 1. We have 5 new MSPs and 12 base fantasy cards. In today's video, I just want to quickly talk about who in my opinion is the best card from Week 2, also talk about where I believe you need to use your free 24 Fantasy Hockey collectibles, and in general have a look at the cards. Without losing any time, let's jump into the video, but before we do that, if you're watching this video, please hit that like button and subscribe because it helps the algorithm and more people will see this video. We'll start with the base Fantasy Hockey cards, we'll have a look on all new 12 cards, and if there is anyone I believe will go up quite quickly. So let's have a look. The first one is UC Soros from Nashville Predators, 70 overall goalkeeper. He needs 29 wins to get to the 99. That's quite a lot. Do I believe then UC Soros will get 29 wins? Pretty confident, but that's a very long wait. At this point, the card is not usable. If you're Nashville Predators fan, I probably would pick up the card, but it's always nice to cheer for the goalkeepers. The next one is Chris Letang from Pittsburgh Penguins. Quite disappointing to see him representing Pittsburgh Penguins because I think there are other cards. 70 overall. Every goal he scores, he goes up by 2. You probably will need to wait a lot before we will see Chris Letang going up. Again, if you're a Pens fan, no any reasons not to pick up the card. Next one is Evan Bouchard from Edmonton Oilers. Quite useful card if he will go up because of the size. Also have offensive defenseman and shooting boost. Obviously at this point the card is not useful, so even if you pull it or make it, you have to put it in probably, I would say, storage set and just wait what happens. Next one is Matthew Boldy from Minnesota Wilds. One of the cards I believe will go up to the 99 because he will score enough goals because he's having enough ice time. Make it snappy. Probably is not the best superstar ability, but considering how OP the toe drug shots this year are, Make It Snappy is actually useful. Next one is JD Millers from Vancouver Canucks. Already, by the way, scored a goal, so his card will go up by 1, so it will be 73 overall. Unstoppable force, two-way forward, and checking boost. This card for sure will get to the 99 because he scores enough goals every single season as far as he stays healthy. Also, his size is quite decent, so this will be for sure usable card. The next one of my favorite, Dylan Cousins from Buffalo Sabres. Close quarters, two-way forward, and shooting boost. This card already scored a goal, so again, will go up by 1 and will be 73 overall if you will pick it up today. This is, in my opinion, one of the best cards from Week 2. The next one is Corey Perry from Chicago Blackhawks. In my opinion, one of the cards, if you have enough coins, just buy it, because I have a very good feeling that Corey Perry will score enough goals to go up at least to 80-85 very soon. He's getting enough ice time, and in Chicago Blackhawks, pretty much everyone is getting enough ice time now. So he's going around 150k in the auction house. Dead cheap, so if you have any spare coins, I really would suggest you invest in this card. Next one is Morgan Riley from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Two-way defenseman, playmaking boost, and seeing eyes as superstar ability. Already now the card is pretty useful. 78 overall, 1 goal and he's already at 80, 1 more and he's already at 82. This card for sure will score enough goals to get to the 99 by the end of the year. Few years back this card already had the 99 and a lot of people who invested made a lot of coins. The next one is Mikhail Sergachev from Tampa Bay Lightning. I'm very disappointed to see these guys getting fantasy cards because considering they already get ones, like from everyone in that team, are these the only players who can get the fantasy cards? So I think this is quite an L in my opinion from EA because it would be nice to see different faces, different players. I think Sergachev in general is a very good player. Will he score enough goals? I think a few years back when he had a fantasy card, a lot of people bought him and I don't think he even went to the 99. The next one is Mario Huber from Europe. Again, one of the cheapest cards you can get in the auction house. If you check his stats, he's scoring quite a lot of goals, so maybe he's not the biggest player, but if you're looking for a fantasy card to invest and someone who will shoot up, his card for sure is a very safe bet. If you look at the shooting stats, slap shot power and wrist shot power already 90 and 89, only at 78 overall. Can you imagine what the stats would look like if he would get at least to the 85? The next one is Matthew Barzal from New York Islanders. Probably as soon as the card will start scoring more goals, it will be very useful. If you get this card in your choice pack, again, very safe bet. There is no any way if Matthew Barzal stays healthy, he don't score enough goals to get to the 99. Next one is Anton Lundell from Florida Panthers. Two-way forward and defensive boost. One of my favorite synergies at this point in the game. Also, he have quick draw as a superstar ability. There is no way Anton doesn't score enough goals to get to the 99. He's getting more than enough ice time in Florida Panthers lineup. And in general, I have a feeling that once this card go up, it will be very, very useful. Okay, now it's time to look at the MSPs from week 2. There are some really good cards, and there are some cards I probably would not suggest you to make as far as they're not your favorite players or they're not from your favorite team. The first one is Johnny Gaudreau from Columbus Blue Jackets, 70 overall, so he needs to score at least 15 goals before the card is useful. By the time he scores 15 goals, there will be a lot of other good cards. I don't think Johnny Gaudreau will just blow up and start scoring hat-tricks every single game. If you're a Columbus fan, probably I would suggest you make this card because it just makes watching the game experience more enjoyable. Superstar ability, wheels, zone ability, elite edges. Elite edges is cool ability, but because you cannot really L2 this year as much as you could previously, it's not very useful. Another one is Tylen Seguin from Dallas Stars. Really good card. Regardless of the size, you can use him in a center, you can use him in a wing. I probably would use him as a right winger if he goes up. If you're a Dallas Stars fan, yes, go and make this card. I just think the overall is very, very low. By the time you will be able to use this card, you probably will already have a stacked team. If you pull him on tradable, it's a safe bet. He for sure will score enough goals to get to that 99, but we probably are looking around Christmas. Next one is Jacob Chichron from Ottawa Senators. In my opinion, the card you must make if you have enough collectibles. If you're looking for a defenseman who will shoot up, this card is for sure the one I suggest you make. Two-way defenseman, shooting boost. With his size, this card will be useful all year. In reverse as a superstar ability and Thunderclap as zone ability. Only at 78 overall, the card already have decent stats. If the guy stays healthy, few more goals and you can already put this card in your lineup. Next one is Rasmus Andersson from Calgary Flames. Another card I believe you must make if you're looking for a defenseman, because he for sure will score. It depends what defenseman you're looking, left-handed or right-handed. There are options for everyone. Heat Seeker is a superstar ability, Send It as a zone ability, both quite decent. His shooting is very low, so we need to wait at least for a few more goals until you can put him in a lineup. In week 2, they decided to give us two good defensemen to choose from. The last one, Teuvo Teravainen from Hurricanes. Playmaking forward and playmaking boost. The guy scored a hat-trick last night, so this card is already going up by 3 in the overall. So it means if you decide to make it, he will be 83 overall. In my opinion, this is the safest bet from week 2 because Teuvo Teravainen is getting enough ice time, he's scoring enough goals, and probably this is the first card we will see closer to the 90 compared to every other card from week 2, even week 1. Puck on String is a superstar ability and Third Eye is a zone ability. Not really good zone and superstar abilities, but do you really pay attention? His size is decent, not one of the biggest guys, so a lot of people may not prefer. So in my opinion, if you're looking for a forward, then Teuvo Teravainen is must-have. If you're looking for defenseman, I would probably go with Jacob Chichron from Ottawa Senators or Rasmus Andersson from Calgary Flames. We have a lot of good cards in week 2. We have 3 MSPs I believe will go up quite quickly. We have at least 3 base fantasy hockey cards. If you pull, it's a very safe bet. In general, week 2 is much better than week 1, but to actually talk about the fantasy event this year, I think it's quite lazy from EA to see the same cards getting fantasy cards again. Players who already have MSPs or X Factors also are getting fantasy cards, and I was expecting to see more new faces because it makes the game more enjoyable, makes watching the real hockey more enjoyable. I don't really understand where EA took these players and why they decided to give these players fantasy cards, but whoever knows. If you look at the sets, there is really no any changes to the week 1. Pretty much the same price. I'm still suggesting if you want to go and make the fantasy collectibles, go with the 85 overalls. You can get 84 overall for around 7k. So by exchanging 5 84 overalls, you'll get yourself 2 collectibles. It means one collectible will cost you around 17,500 coins. The price for the collectibles remains the same, 36 collectibles for an MSP and 32 for a random card. If you have 24 collectibles already, you only need 12. So that's around 200k you only need to spend to make yourself Teuvo Teravainen, Jacob Chichron or Rasmus Andersson. Again, I think it's very achievable, but by just playing the game you get enough coins from objectives, you can flip some cards in the auction house and actually get yourself 200k very easily by just playing the game. So, in my opinion, there is an option to get yourself free MSP, and I'm saying free because you really don't have to spend any money if you just play this game. First of all, go with the player you like. If you cannot choose, then those 3 are my safest bets for this week. Okay guys, that's it for today's video. Let me know down in the comment sections below, are you making any of the MSPs or you're trying to do with the random pack? And in general, what do you think about week 2? Is it better than week 1? I hope you enjoyed the video, have a good one and see you on the ice.